We're good to go.
Oh, wait, okay. Do you want to mute yours?
Yeah, oh, like my sound.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Can you send the recording to me like after this? Because we need to like submit it because I don't think Srini can make it to this.
Yes, I muted myself, but yes.
Okay.
When the echoes start, I always mute. Okay. But
Okay.
yes, it's recording right now and it will get posted and I'll send you the link. So a lot of the ISSIP people couldn't make it. They sent some AI agents to record it as well. And Frank Odez from Dillon, Montana is listening in. So uh, we'll get some feedback after people see the recording. And of course, I'll give you mine immediately. All right.
Okay. I will share my screen. Wait, is Kanika on here? I can't see.
Is not yet on.
Yes,
Yeah, she's on.
Oh, yes, she is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
Um, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
I'm doing the wrong one. So, enjoy it. You get it.
We good to get started?
I think so.
Good. So, hey everyone. This is our capstone program initiation review for student CEOs in the AI era guidebook. My name is Jamie. The rest of the team is Jillian, Max, Kanika, and Carrie. Our sponsor is Jim Sporer, and our advisor is Srinivas Tamvada. Yep. So the goal for this review is to make sure that our group properly understands the problem and to make sure that our plan for this project is safe and sound, and to just double check with the team that everything that we think of the problems is correct, and also approve progression to the next stage of the project. So the main issue with the project is that AI right now mentorships are limited by how much time executives have, and they're always concerned about giving students information that is confidential to the company. So AI would be able to help with that. So AI supported collaborations would lower the barrier of entry for executives to join mentorships, which would help students because this would lead to more students having more mentors. And also AI collaborations would help executives have better mentorships and use their time better. So this would be better for both the executive and for students. And the end goal for the project is to, with the help of AI, create a white paper guidebook for companies and student CEOs to better understand how to use AI and collaborate with students. And so for this project, we divided our team into roles. The roles are team lead, which is Jillian. So she's the main point of contact between ISSIP and our team. We have our treasurer, which is Max. He's taking care of all our budget. He makes all of our orders with the school for anything that we need. The editor is myself, Jamie. So I edit all the major assignments and make sure all the formats are matching. We have the program manager, which is Carrie, and her goal is to develop and make sure that we are on track with our schedule and make sure that the project's moving accordingly. And finally, our system engineer is Kanika. And as a computer science major, she's going to help us with all the technical issues that we might have questions about. So she'll put her in contact with that.
Kind of to go along with what we were saying earlier, the core problem we are addressing is not a lack of interest from industry executives, but rather structural barriers that limit their ability to participate consistently in academic mentorship. From our discussions with the sponsor and our background research, two constraints appear repeatedly: limited executive time and concerns around confidentiality and intellectual property. Current mentorship models rely heavily on synchronous meetings and direct human involvement, which do not scale well and create friction for our industry participants. As a result, Even highly motivated executives may have to opt out due to risk or simply just a time burden. Our project focuses on addressing this challenge by designing an AI-enabled collaboration system that allows student CEOs to offload routine tasks to AI digital workers while reserving sensitive or high-value discussions for human mentors. Importantly, our scope is limited to system design and documentation. We are not building or training proprietary AI models or developing their production software. The goal is to create a credible, repeatable collaboration framework that ISSIP could realistically adopt. This concept map summarizes some of our stakeholder needs, key performance indicators, expected benefits, and what is in scope. Each group has distinct needs, but there are strong overlaps, particularly around reducing time burden, maintaining confidentiality, and ensuring outputs are realistic and valuable. From these design choices, we define expected benefits and key performance indicators. And as I mentioned before, this visual helps ensure that our solution remains aligned with stakeholder expectations and provides a clear way to evaluate success. It also helps us clearly define what is in scope to avoid drift in such areas. And thank you.
So we have set different requirements for this project based on social constraints, standard resources, and reliability. The first one is that the guidebook shall consider the sample career goals of 5 PSU engineering students. All of us have different majors, different demographics, and we feel that we represent a diverse demographics. So this project can be applicable to a good set of people. And then all AI digital workers shall be freely accessible in order to be replicable. So as the AI agents that you have given us, most of them are free or easy to use. The system shall comply with university and ISSIP ethical AI use guidelines. Considering university and industry use of AI, it's a very debatable topic on the ethical use, so we need to comply with that. The next one is the project shall utilize 6 AI digital workers that are ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Mistral, Kimi, and Copilot. The guidebook should be applicable to all industry sponsors, including the 6 tested industry AI sponsors. So we're taking a 6-phase approach to the project. We're currently at the end of the define phase, making sure that we understand the project and kicking off the project with our program initiation review. We'll soon move into the ideate and prototype phase, which will kind of have a lot of overlap for our particular project. We've taken an approach in which we have all become an expert on a different AI worker. So that way we can be kind of the point of contact for that AI worker for the team, as well as we're doing some internal presentations on different AI related concepts in order to better understand some of the technical aspects of how these AI workers work. As far as prototyping goes, we are going to be using an iterative approach in which we create versions of the guidebook, white paper, and share those freely amongst different team members. So with each of us working on a different version each week and being able to do 5 versions a week, it should result in a lot of good ideation. As far as testing goes, we'll be testing our guidebook, both using us as sample student CEOs as well as our AI workers as sample industry sponsors. And then we'll be delivering primarily through the final deliverable of a guidebook white paper, but also through a presentation and a showcase poster.
So next is our budget. So our budget enables us to all 5 of us have full usability of these 6 AI agents by covering the platform credits. So you can see it in this image that the only budget item we have is the AI software. We're allocating about $300 for that. It should be much less than that, but this is just slightly over to make sure we have the funds. And again, this is just to make sure we have the 6 agents credits to code into AI, and all 5 of us might need access to some of the versions.
And at the conclusion of this project, the sponsor, ISSIP, will receive a set of deliverables designed to be scalable, reusable, and valuable beyond a single academic cohort. And as you can see, we provided the name of our deliverables, the type of deliverable, and a brief description of how they can help stakeholders for the sponsor. And the primary deliverable is the Student CEOs in the AI Era Guidebook White Paper. This will help document the problem context, methodology, findings, and/or recommendations for AI-enabled academic industry collaboration. And this guidebook is intended to be long-term reference for ISSIP and future student teams. It's not just meant to be a one-time report and we're finished. It's supposed to be continuous. And in addition to this guidebook, we will deliver a service system artifact hosted on GitHub. This artifact represents a tangible implementation of that collaboration model, which includes documented workflows, prompt structures, and demonstrates how student CEOs can coordinate multiple digital AI workers. And we will also provide a final presentation, research poster, and a recorded presentation. And these deliverables are designed to communicate our project's insight to different levels of audiences, including ISSIP leadership, ministry mentors, faculty, and other students. And our deliverables are scheduled for submission in early May, and they are intentionally focused on our documentation and system design rather than any software development. And this ensures that our outcome remains low risk, replicable, and aligned with ISSIP's long-term goals for the AICollab program. Thank you. And if there's any questions that you might have, we're happy to answer them.
Great. Thanks for that clear and concise overview, everyone. I am gonna, since I'm very familiar with the project, I'm gonna see first if anyone on from ISSIP would like to, or other colleagues would like to ask any questions. I understand it may not be a convenient time for them to ask questions, and we are recording this and we'll post it later, so we may get questions after this event. But Julie Cook from Australia, do you want to type any question into the chat or ask any question of the students? Give her a minute. I don't know what time it is in Australia, but okay, I will take that as a pass, but if you do change your mind, Julie, just go ahead later. And Frank Odez from Montana, do you have any comment or question you want to put to the students in the chat? I'll give you a few seconds as well. Okay. All right. Well, I will get started then, and they can jump in later if they so choose. And well, actually, maybe I see Sharrica, did you want to, or Srini, did you want to make any comments before I do?
My one quick comment is I echo your comments about thank you for the very clear and concise presentation. And I really appreciate how you all clarified some of the boundaries around what will be delivered and what's out of scope. So very helpful. Thanks.
Thanks, Sharrica. All right. And Srini, any thoughts before I jump in with my thoughts?
No comments right now, Jim. Please go ahead. The printer's
Okay.
printing in the background, so it's might be a little noisy.
Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, so very exciting to me to see you dive into this, first of all. And I think it's very clear that the guidebook, the white paper, is the primary deliverable, but you also made sure to include the things that are derivative of the white paper, like the presentation and the final recording and the final, one slide poster, which, by the way, should also have some sort of team picture in there, if possible. I think I am connected with you all on LinkedIn now, so that's good because that will help when we do the ISSIP digital certification that you all receive at the end of this. So that'll be good. So I think we've all got that. I was super excited when I saw that you have a GitHub service system deliverable, because I think that's important. And I guess, this is a very exploratory, hard problem. So I'm eager to see what you come up with. And the one, maybe two questions, and maybe these are a little out of scope, but I think they're things that you could fit into the future directions part of the white paper. and guidebook, is just this idea that this whole concept of a student CEO, how does that resonate with you as students? Do you feel good about it? Do you feel, anxiety? Is it something that you feel good about? Because I know when we spoke, many of you have ideas already on some startups that you're thinking about, some technical, some non-technical, but it seemed like, the mentality of thinking about startups and having a company is something that's already in many of your minds. But I know it's a qualitative, kind of a squishy kind of thing, but I just, that would be really insightful for me to see how well that works. Because I think when we're selling student, the idea of student teams helping industry executives, I think if they see you as student CEOs empowered by AI, that's going to be very exciting to them. So they're going to want to experiment with that concept of, oh my gosh, I haven't had time to keep up with AI, but these students are all over it, and they're calling themselves student CEOs. So I think, if that mindset works for the students, I think that just that framing could get the industry people really excited and exploratory. So that's why I'm asking that question. You can stick something in the future directions if you think that's good. The other thing that I think is more radical, and Srini, this I think could be a good research paper. So as the faculty advisor, I'm going to suggest that in the AI era, rethinking division of labor for project management and engineering management may have to be totally rethought. I think I think there is a role for division of labor. I think there's a role for sprints as well. And I did make a recording yesterday. Probably no one had a chance to look at it because I just dropped it yesterday. But if you do get a chance in the next week or so, please check out. I'll put it in the Zoom Slack, or I'll put it both in the Zoom chat and in Slack later. But yeah, check that out because again, I think this may be out of scope for the main guidebook, but just the way I think the phrasing of student CEOs who know AI systems is exciting to industry people. I also think that the way engineering management and industrial and systems engineering is going to be taught in the future is going to be impacted by this shifting of division of labor that's going to happen as a result of everyone having 100 digital workers and perhaps even a digital twin of themselves, and having the challenge of keeping up with accelerating change. And that's like on the second slide of that recording when you have a chance to look at it. So those are my two big things. If you go back, I got a bunch of little things too, and it looks like we have time. So if you could go back to the first slide, I'd just like to step through everything again and just give you my reaction. Yeah, I think it's the one thing I just want to sing the praise of Penn State University and the Digital Learning Factory is uh, this is not the Learning Factory's first rodeo. They have such a good process. I just want to shout out to everybody at Penn State University and any of the ISSIP folks who are listening to this later. This is a really well run program that you're all part of. So very, very positive that you included this. Next slide, please. Yes, AI-enabled collaboration can reduce mentor burden. I found it interesting that you used the term AI mediator there because both Haluk Demirkan, who's the president of ISSIP this year, and he is an Amazon principal scientist as well. He's coming out with a Business Expert Press book that I believe is going to be called AI as your cognitive mediator or something. So he's going to be very, very interested in that, the way you frame that. So he'll definitely be one of the ones that gets a copy of this. Next slide. And I love that you have sources and citations here too. I didn't see the full citations, but maybe that's in the white paper that you're creating. but usually at the end of a presentation, there's the full citations. This deliverable demonstrates. Yeah, great slide. Great visual. This is the one slide that I wonder about in terms of this division of labor thing. And this is maybe, you know, I don't think it has to be totally rethought, but I think the notion of these roles for a project versus everybody being a student CEO and refining and refining and refining and funneling results, that may, this may be a good discussion for future directions. And again, Srini, I think, with the digital learning factory, traditional engineering management courses absolutely make these divisions. Will the future include them? I don't know. I want to explore that. Is there any value? Like, as you students are doing this, are you thinking these roles are helping us, or these roles are like creating silos that create communication barriers? I don't know. I'm learning here with you. So this is very exciting to me that you put this slide in here, but maybe rethinking it is good too. Next slide. Yeah, this one was a little bit hard to see, but it is visible. So it took me a little while to go around and understand everything here. But I love the fact that you put the student CEO stuff right in the middle, and you got your expected benefits going up and what's in scope going to my right, and then the key performance indicators going to the left, and the stakeholders going down. And that's what I think is another exciting aspect of this project to me, is the value proposition to each stakeholder. Because this has got to work for the students, it's got to work for the industry mentors, it's got to work for the faculty advisors, and there's other stakeholders as well. So so good slide here, just a little hard to see. Next one. Yeah, I really like this slide a lot, and I think Kanika presented it super well, and this the ethical stuff of using AI is very, very important to consider. So this is a great slide. And again, I think it speaks to the process, the Penn State University process, and industrial engineering in general. The way it's taught there is very good. If I could make one more comment on this, it would be nice, in my head, when I look at this, I kind of get a mental image of the complex service system with all the stakeholders. And I don't know if there's a way to relate that to these kind of tables, but that might be an interesting thing to explore. Next slide. Great slide. Great slide. Well presented. Thank you. I think I can't remember who presented this, whether it was well, Jillian. Jillian, did you present this one?
No, I didn't. I did the next one. Carrie presented this one.
Who did this one?
Carrie.
Carrie. Okay. Yeah, it was very well done. Sorry, I switched. Next slide. Yeah, very clear. Very clear. Yeah, I appreciate these are like kind of mandatory slides that you put in, and I really appreciate you understanding that ISSIP's a nonprofit and we like to keep the costs really low. So I always like to see this, even though it's like, not a big budget project. It's good to see this slide. Next slide. Yeah, this was a great one too, as well. Well presented and meaty, and I really got excited when I saw the service system artifacts there on the GitHub. I really think it's important. One thing that was in the descriptions that I sent you that I don't see in this, and I know we're almost out of time, and others may want feedback, is as student CEOs, there are an enormous number of platforms out there for you to benefit from. GitHub for even if you don't code, even if you don't program, just searching for what's out there is a learning experience. Kaggle for data sets, learning how to use LinkedIn for building your networks. I could go on and on. There's a section, I think, in the presentation I sent you, the YouTube, where I just list like 18 platforms, and I could have kept going. So as student CEOs, it's really, really important that you know and understand these platforms and that you start biasing your AI workers to say, hey, you're not just giving an answer on this particular task. I want you to understand me, that I'm, whatever, a computer science student, an industrial engineering student, at Penn State University, and that I've got this job lined up, or I'm aspiring to have this kind of role in the future, because that starts biasing, and here are the platforms that I know about, and here's the platforms that maybe I should be learning about. So at least at some point, your ability to manage your digital workers, the thing that's going to make this diverse and interesting is that you're all diverse and interesting. And then I hope, and you'll see this in the video as well, that even in the AI era, if you just go into AI land and just talking with your chatbots, that's really bad. You've got to develop the skills of talking to each other as student CEOs, and pulling the best ideas, open innovation, grab the best idea from, okay, Carolyn had this great idea, or Max had this great idea, or Jamie had this good idea, or Jillian or Kanika, just you're trying to assemble something in an open innovation framework and put it together, but you do have to develop your people to people communication skills. That's even more important. The AI is going to get easier and easier to use, but interpersonal communication skills, that's always going to be kind of hard. And you really need to put a lot of effort in communicating with each other about what is the best piece out of all this digital workers work that can be combined into the final white paper to help the client the most. Next slide. And I think I'll be quiet here.
That was it.
Okay. Great. That's my feedback slide by slide. Thank you so much for doing this. I'll get the recording out probably by tomorrow. And let me just give anybody else that's still here a chance to comment. Very good.
Oh, hi, everyone.
Hi.
Julie here. Sorry, it's a little bit late, so I have my camera off. I thought it was a great presentation. I was recently involved with a company that did reverse mentoring, which is, they brought in students to work with the CEOs. And I feel like this is exactly the kind of project that would have legs in that area. Everyone's very keen to understand it. And especially because, this new technology for us, it's new technology. For you guys, it's very much, you guys are native to it. It's hard to understand, to put that into words. But I wonder whether you've thought about perhaps opening, creating a group thing where you can take that to CEOs of companies.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be a great idea, because this past summer I was interning at Accenture, and like you mentioned before, like to me using AI is it's pretty native, but my one of my leads for change management.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
One of my change management leads, she needed help with how to use AI and how I could implement it. And so I created a demo for her and the change management team. And they had some of them were like early 20s or late 20s, and even they didn't know that much about AI. So it was very useful for them. So I think this could definitely be implemented to great use within industry individuals.
I would love to get across that demo. Is there any chance I can reach out to you and understand it? Because that, I have to say I do a lot of work in change management as well. So
yeah, the slides are on my. I don't think I have the slides anymore since they were for like enterprise Accenture. But I could definitely, you could definitely reach out, and then I can give you like a small demo with
yeah, that would be awesome.
like how to create infographics. So there's some AI tools that are very great for that.
Yes, I would be very keen to learn that.
Terrific. All right. Okay, we're at the end of time, but anything else? No? Okay. I'll stop the recording.